All right, everybody, we're going to talk about the Detroit Lions. Yes, they lost 25-7. Yes, it's preseason. What did you expect? We were a little shorthanded in this one, but also playing all backups, and some backups didn't even play. I mean, you can tell they got run in the joint practices. We don't have joint practices next week, so we might see starters play. I don't know, but that's not what this video is about. You see the title, Unexpected Rookies Shine. I want to start there, and then let's just talk about some other takeaways that we had from this. Hey, just a quick reminder on this. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content, and leave a comment. We love hearing it. And the comment you can leave on this one is what rookie impressed you the most in this game. So I'm going to slow down my talking and let's talk about these rookies that balled out. So there is a guy, Starling Thomas. He's a corner. I did a video on this dude. I think it was during OTAs maybe, and then early in training camp, talking about how he will make the team. That was my call. It was a UDFA that will make the team. I still think he will make the team, but there might be two rookie cornerbacks that are going to make this team. I don't even understand it. So the first one is Steven Gilmore, and we're just going to talk about him for a second. Steven Gilmore is the younger brother of Stephon Gilmore. Okay, we know him as one of the best corners in the league for multiple years, if not the best corner in the league for a few years. So he's the younger brother. And what I like about Steven Gilmore is he was remarkably sticky in coverage. That entire first quarter, you can tell the Jaguars were like, we are going to attack Gilmore. We're going to leave Starling Thomas alone, which is good. That's a good sign for Thomas. But Gilmore was unbelievable. He got beat on a deep ball, one deep ball, 44 yards. He was in perfect position. But here's what I loved about it. He learned from the mistake. I'm like, well, there's a young rookie. You know what? Those are the things that make it so that you don't make the team. You just don't make the team. He didn't turn his head around. He was in perfect position. He had his arm in there. It was a great catch by the Jacksonville Jaguars receiver. However, Gilmore didn't get his head turned around. The very next opportunity, he gets his head turned around, bats the ball out of the air with one arm or with one hand. Okay, the only thing on that is I wish he would have stuck with it because I think he could have batted it the way he batted it. He probably could have tipped it to himself and caught it for an interception, which is just nuts, right? But he learned from it. And then we're going to go on further learning from it. The very next possession, I think it was the next possession, Tracy Walker comes over, attempts an interception, very Tracy Walker-like fashion. He drops that interception, tips it up in the air. Steven Gilmore stays alert, gets an interception. So that's one unexpected rookie that's standing out. The next one was still Starling Thomas. All right, there's three in total. Starling Thomas. I did not expect this. All of a sudden, you see him in the first quarter returning kicks. If he can be a kick returner, we're looking for a kick returner. With the lack of depth at our wide receiver position, you don't want Khalif Raymond returning kicks. You barely want him returning punts because he's going to need to be on the field as a receiver. Starling Thomas had 2 kick returns. You see it here for 66 yards. 66 yards with a long of 37. He showed burst. Jamar Jefferson came in the second half, had 3 kick returns. He did okay. Okay, but there was a very clear lack of burst. Here's the other surprise. Chase Cota continued playing well offensively. We'll get into those numbers in a second, but he had a punt return that he took for 28 yards. Like, there is skill here that I was just absolutely astonished by. He had a touchdown. He had 2 catches on 5 targets, which isn't great, but some of that was on him. Some of that was on subpar quarterbacking. So there are some other takeaways away from the rookies, but let me know who is your favorite rookie in this game. Leave it in the comment. Why was he your favorite rookie? Let's talk about it a little bit. Some of my other takeaways, and I'm getting some of these off of an article, and I'll just show it to you guys. It's on Pride of Detroit, all right, because you always like something to look at. I completely agree with the first one. Teddy Bridgewater needs more time to acclimate. All right, first off, he needs more time to acclimate. Second off, he just needs a resemblance of an offensive line. The backup offensive line was really, really, really poor in this one. Absolutely terrible. When you can't even hand off a counter or a draw because you are getting tackled by a defensive tackle, you got a problem. It was not good at all. The other one that I wanted to talk about was James Houston starting to show 3-down potential. I noticed this in the first game. But what he did in this game was actually kind of cool. He actually dropped into zone coverage, read a play, went up, tackled a running back after he made a catch. Like, that was really good. He set the edge a couple of times on run defense, kind of how you want it. You get on the end, you use that strong right arm, something that Kaminsky is so good at. You hold the offensive tackle at bay while setting the edge, or tight end, whoever's blocking you. And he did that, but he has so much speed to go, and he continued to rush the passer. I'm going to put that with a capital L. Love the competition going on at the defensive end position. You have Okwara. You have the other Okwara. You have James Houston. You have Pascal. You have Kaminsky. You have Charles Harris and Hawkinson. Like, oh my goodness. And I just said Hawkinson. I obviously meant Hutch. All right. So sorry. But anyways, that's a mess up. All right. So like that, it is so much competition that you're seeing these guys at the end of the roster, these guys that are good NFL players that are on the cut line, and they're playing well. All right. I will say there are still some run defensive issues. Another takeaway, I got 2 more for you. Craig Reynolds is the very clear number 3 running back on this team. You got Gibbs, you got Montgomery as running back 1 and 1A. I'm not even calling him 1A, 1B. All right. But obviously, I mean, and the reason I'm saying that is Gibbs didn't even play in this game. So Reynolds plays the whole first half. And what I liked out of him was 29 yards receiving. That's not something that he flashed very much last year. He is our 3rd back. I don't know who the 4th back is. Maybe Jamar Jefferson. Maybe. It's unfortunate that Ibrahim got injured. I haven't heard much more on that injury. So Craig Reynolds is our RB3 as of now. That's very clear. Here's my other takeaway on this. Not saying either played well, but I really do think, especially depth-wise, the defense has overtaken the offense as the best side of the ball, which is awesome. It's hard to see the offense struggle, and I understand it's preseason football, and Jared Goff hasn't played, and St. Brown hasn't played, and today the offensive line hasn't played, so you have to see that. But the depth on this defense has been a lot of fun to watch, and so while the talent as starters still is the offense until proven otherwise, I think the depth is now better on defense than it isn't on the offense. So leave a comment. Let me know if you agree with some of these takeaways. Is there a different takeaway you had? While you're doing that, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.